China in the country to assist people with different healthcare services. And renowned multi-talented music producer and singer Joseph Tembo dies as Musicians Association of Malawi describes his death as a big loss to the nation. Into our first story. All is set for this year's MBC Innovations Awards today at the Sanjika Palace in Blantyre. The country's first couple, President Professor Arthur Mutariga and Madam Professor Gertrude Mutariga, who are the guests of honor, will preside over the prestigious event, where Sister Chira looks ahead of this life-changing event.
Malawians will this Friday, 20th of December 2019, once again be glued to the country's mother channel MBC radio and television stations as the public broadcaster hosts its 5th Innovations Awards Gala. MBC's Innovations Awards recognizes and awards people for extraordinarily coming up with innovations that have impact, a touch of integrity, hard work, as well as patriotism on their communities in various fields. Of significant importance is the presence of the country's first couple who have graciously accepted to host this rare platform.
The MBC Innovations Awards was launched in 2015 right here in Blantyre, and 4 years after that we are back here in Blantyre, so the hype is there. The people who are based in Blantyre have been looking forward to have the opportunity, so this is their chance now, and we're expecting more than 1,000+ guests to fill this venue. So we are calling upon our guests to make sure that they make their way to Sanjika Palace on time, because by 6 o'clock gates will be closed. So those people who come to the palace after 6, they will not be able to get into the venue, because we know there are some security checks that have to be done before the guests get into the venue. But in terms of preparations, we are all set, and this year the event promises to be more colorful. The MBC got lots of performances who are ready for the events, and of course we've got very powerful stories, and we're actually saying the judges will have a very tough time because by 6 o'clock the specific winner, because otherwise they are very powerful stories. So people are just will not be able to get into the venue, because we know there are some security checks that are there than it was last year.
At least 10 awards are up for grabs in various categories, including entrepreneurship,
for the events, and of course we've got very powerful stories, and we're actually saying the judge
health, disabilities, sports, arts and culture. This year's MBC Innovations Awards will be held under the theme Celebrating Innovations for National Development. Wenceslas Chira, MBC, Blantyre.
The Chinese government has brought 17 specialists from China through the First Lady, Madam Gertrude Mutariga, to assist people at the Pokera in Nsanje with different healthcare support. Nsanje district has a population of 303,000 and is one of the districts which has challenges in accessing healthcare services. Brice Mwabe reports.
Nsanje district, which has a population of about 300,000,
the Chinese government has brought 17 specialists
when it comes to
from China.
accessing healthcare service. The people walk long distances, and critical cases are
Nsanje
referred to
district
Queen
has a
Elizabeth
population
Central
of 300
Hospital in Blantyre. It is for this reason that the First Lady, in conjunction with the Chinese government, has brought 17 specialists from China to assist people at Pogera and other surrounding areas. The doctors will serve people of Pogera and surrounding areas at Pogera Health Center, which also covers some from Mozambique. Speaking during the launch of the Chinese Medical Team Outreach Program, the First Lady says this is as a result of fruitful relations that exist between China and Malawi. Madam Mutariga says this will help in ensuring that the communities have access to quality healthcare service and in turn help government meet the universal health coverage.
The doctors will provide clinical services to the people of this community and surrounding areas at no cost. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this camp of doctors present here is aimed at bringing health services which most of the times are not available closer to the people. The presence of the doctors does not only fulfill the objective of bringing specialized health services to the people of this area, but it is also a demonstration of a good strategic approach that resonates with the global agenda of universal health.
And speaking earlier, the Chinese ambassador to Malawi, Liu Hongyang, said they will continue to help Malawi improve the living standards of the people. He says good health is important for national development and says with determination the country can eradicate diseases such as malaria.
As a true friend and sincere partner, the Chinese government always attaches great importance to the well-being of Malawian people. We invited doctors from departments of internal medicine, surgery, pediatrics, gynecology, and so on to come here to treat people. I'm sure that we can get proper efficient treatment. The Chinese government than those with sickness always can have a fast recovery, the well-being of Malawi health.
And in her remarks, the Minister of Gender, says the program will help reach out to the marginalized people in the society, which she said have challenges to access basic quality healthcare service.
The significance of this outreach is that it will expand accessibility to healthcare services by the most marginalized groups such as women, the elderly men and women, the ultra-poor and chronically ill persons who face difficulties to travel long distances to access health services. Access and quality of healthcare services are key for women and girls because they are the major users of health facilities and services. It is therefore pleasing that the outreach extends to rural areas where men and women have limited access to advanced and quality services. I am sure that the outreach will ease the challenges of women and redeem their time for economic activities.
According to the Ministry of Health, this has come at the right time as the Lower Shire faces challenges with malaria, which they say is a security threat and retards economic development. Dr. Namariga says closer relations with China will help strengthen the country's health system and deal with malaria. According to the Ministry of Health, this has come at the right time as the Lower Shire faces challenges with malaria, which they say is a security threat and retards economic development. Dr. Namariga says closer relations with China will help strengthen the country's health system.
So, Your Excellency, you have a platform to work with Malawi because you are modeled from where you started. And we can only strengthen our systems by working closer with China because that's the background of primary health care.
For 3 days, the doctors who provide the services in Nsanje and Mwanza. During the ceremony, the Chinese government donated a generator to Pogera Health Center and foodstuffs to the people of Nsanje Lalanje. Beatrice Mwape, MBC News, Nsanje.
Meanwhile, the Chinese ambassador to Malawi, Liu Hongyang, has commended MBC for its professional work as it serves the nation despite having limited resources. The ambassador said he was impressed with the dedication to duty as shown by MBC staff members. He made the remarks after touring the television center studios in Blantyre. Sigrid Segula with the details.
The tour takes him to the production studios and on-air studios of the television center in Blantyre. Speaking after the tour, the ambassador says he is very grateful for the continued support he gets from the institution. He was quick to single out the professionalism the institution shows besides having limited resources.
This is the second time that I've been to MBC building, and with regard to the building itself, and I think it is a great structure, especially when I was told this is a very old building and turned into the national broadcasting station of Malawi. And what impresses me most is the people, the staff. They're working very, very hard, diligently, with limited equipment, but they are producing very good quality productions.
Taking his turn, Minister of Information, who led the dedication that welcomed the ambassador, says the cordial relations between Malawi and the People's Republic of China is of paramount importance for the mutual benefit of the two nations.
As we know, that the administration of His Excellency, the President, Professor Thabita Mutharika, values the relationship that we have with the People's Republic of China. It is a strategic relationship. Since its establishment in December 2007, there's a lot that has happened in between for all to see. We cannot mention one by one, but I believe that everyone appreciates what this relationship has done.
The ambassador has since donated computers, voice recorders and a camera to MBC. Secret Segula, MBC News, Blantyre.
Government says the protection and care of persons with disabilities, including persons with albinism, remains high on its agenda. Minister responsible made the assurance at Tambanyama Primary School in Choro District when she presented protection gadgets to persons with albinism in the area. More details in this report.
In her address, the Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha, reminded people in the country that persons with albinism needs love more than anything else and urged them to always protect the community. Navicha said although President Professor Mutharika's government has put in place several measures that aim at protecting the albinism community, such as the provision of security gadgets, communities where persons with albinism live need to do more.
As government, we are trying to create a conducive environment for the persons with albinism. That's why we are distributing security gadgets for them to be protected and for them to be safe in their communities. And we are also distributing the skin lotion for them to be healthy. So that's part of measures that we put in place to ensure that persons with albinism are indeed empowered and protected. We are transferring our students from community-day secondary schools to boarding schools. The Minister of Lands has started a process of constructing houses for vulnerable people, particularly those with albinism. All these efforts are there to ensure that persons with albinism are indeed promoted and protected.
Director of Community Policy, Road Police Units Commissioner Marilyn Community government is interventions towards the fight against all forms of abuse, first by persons with albinism in the country, saying such measures have led to the complete reduction of the vice.
Gadgets have actually improved our work in the sense that with albinism are indeed promoted and protected.
Director of Community Policy, Road Police Units Commissioner Marilyn
taking care of the gadgets. At the same time, when they meet any eventuality, they are the ones that have to raise an alarm so that people should come and help them. So to us, because we are not found everywhere, we are safe, and we think it's a positive move. In the sense that
the Kotemula of Choro says although no person with albinism has been attacked, harassed, killed or exhumed from graveyards in his area, tough bylaws are in place ready to deal with any perpetrators. During the event, Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha distributed security gadgets, skin lotion as well as umbrellas to over 30 persons with albinism, including children in the area. The ceremony was sponsored by a number of activities, including the exhibition of pavilions, solidarity demonstration, music and dances. For MBC in Choro, I am Wenceslas Chiro.
You are watching MPC News with me, Henry Haukia, and my sign language interpreter is Linley Mponda. A reminder of our top stories. Hall is set for this year's MPC Innovations Awards today at the Sanjika Palace in Blantyre, where the face cover will be the guest of honor. 17 health specialists from China in the country to assist people with different healthcare services. And renowned multi-talented music producer and singer Joseph Tembo dies as Musicians Association of Malawi
at the Sanjika Palace in Blantyre, where the face cover will be the guest of honor. 17 health specialists from China in the country to assist people with different health.
Welcome back. Chief Secretary to Government Lloyd Muhara says the implementation of performance contracts use ministries, departments and agencies. There is the need for in decision making. The Chief Secretary was speaking in Lilongwe after an official public announcement of 2018-2019 financial year performance evaluation results. Ruth Mpinganjira with the details.
The performance contract evaluations were introduced in 2015 in order to enhance service delivery in the public sector. In the performance evaluations process, the evaluators would check whether what is reported in different public institutions and ministries correspond to the actual progress of projects on the ground. 4 years down the line, the 2018-2019 Public Sector Performance Evaluation Report has seen a lot of changes where a lot of institutions are doing very well. According to Chief Secretary of Government, over the years, the evaluations have helped a lot in improving service delivery of the public institutions. He adds that there is need to undertake further reforms in terms of introducing punishment to worst performance and need to involve communities in decision-making. And in his remarks, Dixon Chunga, Chief Director in the Performance Enforcement Department, says the involvement of the communities will help the evaluators to appreciate the actual progress of work.
The expectation is that on the ground, in terms of the way services are being delivered, members of the public should also come up with a similar assessment. So we have to put in place mechanisms that complement the performance contracting system so that we reach out to members of the public, let them tell us how is that on the ground, in terms of the way services are come up with a similar assessment. So we have to put in place mechanisms that complement the performance contracting.
In her remarks, Ombudsman Martha Zuma, whose office came out top of the pile, said the award is a reflection of hard work and good relationship the office has had with the public. She believes the introduction of the hospital ombudsman is one of the contributing factors to their recognition.
The first one is how we have intensified the way we do our investigations. We have done a lot of investigations and we have done systemic investigations. These are investigations that
office came out top of the pile, said the award is a reflection of hard work and good relationship the office has had with the public. She believes the introduction of the hospital ombudsman is one of the contributing factors to their recognition.
The first one is how we have intensified the way we do our investigations. We have done a lot of investigations.
In other categories, performance ranking for parastatals puts Malawi Bureau of Standards in first position, seconded by Small and Medium Enterprise Development, followed by Lilongwe Water Board, Lord's Fund Administration and National Food Reserve Agency in that order. From Lilongwe, this is Ruth Biganjira.
The Constitutional Court hearing the elections case in Lilongwe has started receiving oral submissions from parties. This is among the final processes of the hearing before the court makes a ruling on the petitions which UTM President Dr. Saulos Chilima and MCP President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera brought to the court, challenging the outcome of the presidential elections held on May 21st. Patrick Dambora reports.
The day started with oral submissions from friends of the court in the name of the Malawi Law Society and Women Lawyers Association. Before the two sides made their submissions, the five-judge panel told the court that it had allowed the two to make their submissions before the two petitioners in the case in order to give the petitioners a chance to listen first to what the two bodies have. In its submission, the Malawi Law Society, which was represented by lawyer Ali Kinsoya, said the court should only nullify the elections if the said irregularities affected the results of the polls. Nsoya's submission centered on the Presidential and Parliamentary Elections Act, which provides guidelines on how elections should be run. He also asked the court to consider the procedure and quality of evidence as provided by the law when making its determination on the matter.
We have drawn attention of the court to provisions of the Constitution that are directly relevant in determining this matter, Section 6, 9, 40, 76 and 77. We've also drawn attention of the court to sections of the Parliamentary and the Presidential Elections Act, that's sections 90 to 99, which provides for a simple and clear procedure in conducting elections from polling station to district commissioner, to the chief elections officer and the commissioner.
Women Lawyers Association also made its submission through Bernadette Malunga. Among her arguments, Malunga highlighted the role of the Malawi Electoral Commission, which she said, among others, is to provide free and fair elections on behalf of the people. She then asked the court to analyze if MEC played its role in accordance with the law. The first petitioner in the case, UTM President Dr. Saulos Chirima, spoke through lawyer Chigosa Sirungwe. In his argument, Sulungwe told the court irregularities like use of TPEX, altered tally sheets, and others affected over 1.5 million votes, and as such, the court needs to nullify the elections.
There are a number of highlights in our submission. The first one is that we must not concentrate on figures alone in election management systems. We must also look at the quality of an election management system. That was the number one point we were making. The second and third point are the points we have always made, that our case is based on
to nullify the election.
There are a number of highlights in our submission. The first and also that we must not concentrate on
who is representing President of the Malawi Congress Party, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, also made his submission. Among other things, Nsisha said the Malawi Electoral Commission has to act transparently and within the boundaries of the law when executing its duties. The process will go on until Friday, when the respondents in the case will also make their submissions. Patrick Dambula, MPC News, Lilongwe.
And on a sad note, well-known music producer and singer Joseph Tembo has died in Lilongwe. A family relation has confirmed of the death at UMBC. Meanwhile, the Musicians Union of Malawi, MAM, has described the death of Joseph Tembo as a great loss to the nation. Wycliffe Chimwendo is chairperson of the Musicians Union of Malawi, and he explains.
It's indeed true that we've sadly lost our colleague Joseph Tembo. This is a very, very big blow to the musicians in Malawi. He was the father of the producers, music producers in Malawi, and has produced many artists. If we have many popular people today, I can name them, the list is so big. We are heartbroken. His death has created a very big gap that cannot just be easily filled in. And has produced many artists.
So
if we have
that's how we conclude this edition of MPC News. But before we go,
popular people today, I can name the list is so big.
All is set for this year's MPC Innovations Awards today at the Sanjika Palace in Blantyre, where the first couple will be the guest of honor.
So that's how we conclude this edition of MPC News.
China in
But before we go, a look
assist
at the
people to different
headlines.
healthcare services. Talented music producer and singer Joseph Tembo dies as Musicians Association of Malawi describes his death as a big loss to the
Set for
nation.
this year's MPC Innovations Awards today. And for more news, visit mpc.mw. My name is Henry Hauke, and our sign language interpreter was Lynn Lemponda. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Good morning and welcome. Expect some thunder activities coming off rain over northern and central areas. This was because the rainfall is still active over northern areas, but lesser moisture is coming into the south. No wonder this morning, solid partly cloud over more areas with some thunderstorms coupled with rains over northern central lakeshore. Good morning and welcome. Expect some thunder activities coupled with rain over northern and central areas. This was because the rainfall is still active over northern areas along the lakeshore. Areas will be there again this afternoon, coupled with thunderstorms this morning over northern and central areas, but lesser rains are expected over the south. And as go into the night, we should expect these rains to persist over some parts of central and northern areas. That's the weather. Have a good day.
The biggest event in Malawi is finally here. MBC Innovations Awards 2019. Yeah. Integrity, hard work. Friday, 20 December 2019, all roads lead to Sajika Palace with the guest of honor and host, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Malawi, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, and the First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika. Friday, 20th December 2019.
MBC Innovation Awards. And we encourage that MBC
roads lead to Sajika Palace
in promoting progressive values. MDC has well promoted our national values. MDC has been straight for patriotism, integrity, and hard work. These are the cornerstones of our economic prosperity. In promoting progressive values. Our national values of patriotism, integrity,
development. With only 800,000 kwacha for a table of 10 or 80,000 kwacha per herd, witness MBC honoring sons and daughters of Malawi who have done extraordinary things in various fields of innovation. The 2019 MBC Innovation Awards has been made possible with contributions from the following: Ejenko, ESCOM, Reunion Insurance, Reserve Bank of Malawi, Malawi Bureau of Standards, MBS, Tobacco Commission, 19 MBC Innovation Awards, Blantyre Water Board, Lilongwe Water Board, Malawi Gaming Board, Southern Region Water Board, MAST, Higher Education Students Loans and Grants Board, MERA, Salima Sugar, Lilongwe Handling Company, Lihako, Agrizon, Huawei, Lilongwe China Grand Business Quark, Malawi Institute of Management, MIM, MEDEF, Tiveta, and Chombe Foods Limited. Water Board, MAST, Higher Education Students Loans and
Welcome to this edition of Talk to the President. It's a program where we give you an opportunity to write the President and the President responds. We have that privilege that the President gives us his response. Welcome to this edition. You're with me, Vincent Konyongwa. Welcome to the program, Your Excellency.
Thank you. It has been a while.
It's been a while. Actually, this is the first edition after the elections.
Indeed.
So allow me, Your Excellency, to extend my congratulations to you for your victory in the elections.
Thank you.
Of course, there are some quarters that are disputing the election victory. How do you look at the post-election dispute in relation to the democracy that Malawi adopted in 1994?
Well, I think under our democracy that we are supposed to have elections which were conducted.
So allow me, Excellency, to
engage in violence. The losing parties, the opposition parties, have demonstrated that they are not committed to democracy, because democracy is expressed through the will of the people at the ballot.